missing versus like turned in and just weren't high quality?
I go quality.
Quantity, yeah. All right. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up your surveys from last one.
I have his report card.
Yeah, the U.S. Constitution exam, it looks like was missing, which missing an exam is probably a pretty big deal for your grade. What about your next class?
Math.
Okay.
D.
All right. So what happened on that one?
I don't really know.
Missing transformation quiz 2 also missing.
They give you like a quiz.
Yeah, that was I entered it.
Under just make a quiz, he doesn't.
Yeah, tell him when he has an issue. I know he asked me a couple of times to help him with the math. I'm like, I don't understand the math myself sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? You're just gonna have to ask him anymore. There's no problem. There shouldn't be an issue. Just ask him how to understand it and how you do it. But obviously he doesn't do it, huh?
No. I see him coming after school to say hi to Diego. To come in and ask for help. So maybe instead of saying hi to Diego, you can come in and ask him for help. Say hi to me. Yeah.
I would forget.
So remember that goal sheet? Maybe that's one of the goals. Like come in every day and ask Mr. Chang how to do, or check in with me, and maybe I could ask you questions. And if you can answer them, then you probably know how to do it, right?
Yeah.
So for your goal, why do you set that one of your goals?
Say there's a goal.
I'm second, so I don't think this is the report card. Yeah. And I can text you, let you know if you came in that day to check in with me.
Okay. Yeah. I try to keep an eye on him and make sure he does his homework.
Yeah.
He does some of his homework, but I feel like he doesn't do it all. And obviously, he's not doing it all.
Yeah, and for me, it's always 20 minutes up. So
okay.
Easy enough.
All right. Next
what
class.
they usually do to do a lot of it, so I did it at school, but it can't be done at school.
Yeah. Exactly.
Next class.
English.
How'd you do?
2 minus.
What does that mean?
It goes exactly in the order of GPA. So like an A would be 4, like you totally mastered it. A B would be 3, like you got most of it. C's 2, like okay, you showed some mastery, but there's some areas where I haven't seen it. 1 is the D, so like I saw a little bit, but mostly not understood. And then for me, an F is a 0, like you just weren't able to show me that you mastered any of the things we were going over in class.
Oh, okay. I've been wondering about those.
Yeah. Yep, it's just aligned to like how specifically well they know certain content. I'm trying to pull yours up actually right now so I can see what categories. Yeah. So the language category where it's like connecting what you're reading to events from history or to like, bigger ideas was what he did the best at. And then grammar and writing conventions was your weakest area. But I'm also noticing that there's a missing assignment in there. So clearly is going to be pulling your grade down.
And when is the end of the year?
It's June 9th. So the Thursday of the first week of June.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the graduation is on Wednesday, so that'll be the 8th.
Yeah, or 7th.
I can look it up. Yeah, they also have I noticed at the front desk. If you walk in there's like a little flyers, and you can actually pick up like an academic calendar. You can see like important holidays coming up as well as other things.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as far as like the marking period, this marking period ends on April 20th, and then from there, so the Monday following afterwards, till like pretty much end of school. Like, so we only have 2 marking periods left. So
Mhm.
it's gonna go by really, really quickly. And then, students have testing right after they get back from spring break. So really, these next 3 weeks that we have are probably the most important, because towards those last 2 weeks after we get back, we're gonna have a lot of testing. Especially for 8th grade, we have English, math, and science. So that's gonna, take up most of the time of those 2 weeks after we get back.
Mhm.
But like really, these next 2 weeks are probably the most important in terms of like him, doing work and turning it completely. I know from my class, like the biggest issue is him turning it in, because I see him do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then like in terms of like his behavior, I never had any big issues with him. Just like talking usually, and it's only like to the same usual suspects like Diego. And but once I bring it to his attention, and he moves back to his science, and it's like it's never a big issue. It's not real like complication or anything like that. Like, and I see him start it, but it's just like him actually completing it. And I think that's where the issue is. And somehow it just
like slacks off. He kind of slacks off. Kind of
and
goes
I think,
astray.
Yeah, and I think somehow like he probably has it somewhere in his backpack, but it just hasn't been completed, and it has not been turned in.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm pretty sure if we were to go through his backpack, we would probably find all these like things, but he probably like has it 50% or 75% completed, and I think is sort of slightly perfectionist, or I'm not even sure perfectionist.
If anything, he's gonna have to go through it today after school and try to turn in everything he needs to turn in and finish anything he hasn't.
One of the reasons that, like, especially from English and history, you're hearing a lot of it is because it's like standardized reading score is really high. Like easily 11th grade. Which is why it's frustrating to see in classes that are mostly reading and writing getting like C minus, C plus, because clearly you could be easily getting an A if you have a really, really high reading ability. And like, it's like 80% of what goes on in class is like read this and answer questions about it. Yeah, so we wouldn't be giving you such a hard time if we thought like, oh, well, he got a C and that was the best he could do. Like, we know that you could definitely do better.
Yeah, that's really, really going to be important, especially when he gets to high school. Like you're not getting a grade based on how smart you are. You're getting a grade based on like the work that you do and the work that you could get completed. And I think that's frankly going to be, I think, your greatest challenge. And it's something that you're going to need to face right now. And start building some.
That's in the real world too. That's something you have to face in the real world. You actually gotta complete what you gotta do.
Otherwise, college is not gonna make you like, oh, you're really, really smart. Like, sure, they'll take a few geniuses, but for the most part, you still have to put in the work. You still have to do the work. And, so it's, like frankly, things you're not gonna want to do, but at the end of the day, that you have that larger goal set in mind. And it's.
Any other questions from Dad?
Well, we went through all the classes, right? I missed the first 2 classes.
Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, or is that
We're missing science. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
pretty sure we are.
Yeah, sorry.
Science is a 2 plus.
C plus.
C plus.
Right. Why C plus?
Turning in the work.
I think a C plus is like accurate for where you would be at in science if you were turning everything in as best as you could do it. Yeah. What seems like the pattern is like at least easily identifiable. It's either not completing or not turning in work. So then having something related to that be one of your goals, I think would be a good place to start. Not I'll turn in all my work, because then like when are you gonna check what happens if you miss an assignment? Like, but something realistic. Like every week I'll check to see if I have a missing assignment in Jupiter, or I'll make sure that at progress report time I'm not having any assignments absent. Or something like manageable like that, I think would be a good place to start.
And something that your dad can check.
Yeah.
When you like turn in work, he can't check that. If you say I won't have any missing assignments in Jupiter, Maybe I can pull the grades, be like, Tiyon, you have missing work here.
I'm constantly pulling up Jupiter, and it's always saying I'm missing work.
Right.
He's always saying, I mean, he's always missing work, and he either tells me he did it, then it didn't get graded, but he does admit sometimes he doesn't turn it in. But I tell him, just get it out and turn it. All you gotta do is turn it in.
Yeah.
Just turn it in.
Yeah. So you probably should set another goal around that.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna go through the work of actually doing this. Just look at the credit for it.
Yeah. I tell him, say, if you didn't finish, turn in whatever you can before they say they mark it out. You know, they didn't. It's better off turning something in than nothing at all.
It makes such a big difference. Even getting like a low grade versus just like a 0 for it being absent makes a really huge difference.
Yeah, especially when it comes to like, so our semester grades are based on 3 marking periods. So like even if like, you know, even if it's not like say a passing grade, or if it's like a, you know, like all those percentage points, like even if it's at a 50 or even if like close to 60, like they add up, because remember the semester grade is the average of 3 marking periods.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's like getting partial credit, it's always better than you know, getting a 0, like you guys saying.
Now you're 1/100th of a point behind it, a 2.0. Really one assignment. Just definitely make sure that your GPA is not dipping this marking period, because it would break my heart to have to say, sorry, Tiyon, you needed a 2.0 and you got a 1.999. Especially when I'm looking at your SRI being like, you know, top 8 in the 8th grade. SRI is like the standard reading test like that.
Who's English? You're English?
Yeah.
And no, who's the one who does the Carnell notes? He's always telling me that yours is always at the end of the week.
So I give them like a half slip to take notes, and then they normally get on Monday. They have all week to do it, and they turn on Friday. But the exception was last week. The reason why I gave them an extension was because we had a test on Friday. So I wanted to make sure that they study, you know, as opposed to spending the whole night doing notes and then like having to study, which seemed like a lot. So I just gave them it was due today.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah, but yeah, they have, you know, and the reason why I do that is because I understand, like, I got students with soccer practice, I got students who like gotta take care of the younger siblings or doing, you know, and then that way it gives them a little bit more flexibility as opposed to like me saying like, oh, it's due the next day, which I think to me is like, well, you know, I think a more realistic deadline is like, I'll give you a week to do it, you know, or at least a few days to do it.
Did you already turn that one in?
Well, I mean, I still have to grade it, so I hope you did. Yeah.
What about you? Was there anything?
I think there were a couple of missing assignments. I don't remember exactly, but kind of like what. Yeah, it's kind of like what the teacher is saying, what he's saying himself, right? Like he has to work in class, he's on task, and then for some reason, it just doesn't get to me. Like even like this, the classwork today, right? Like we were supposed to do the grades. Like you can see, he started right, but he didn't fill out the grades. He didn't set his goals, right? Like that was classwork, and that was
just finish it.
Yeah. But he will have to finish it because I'm checking it tomorrow.
So that's homework.
Yeah, and you can sit with them and you can go through the grades with them again one more time, and then maybe set the last goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna collect it.
Yep.
What you mean do the grades? What
So,
exactly?
So his class actually didn't get the tracker, so he had to make it on his paper. Because the printer didn't work this morning. But so he started making the tracker. But the tracker just states your grades, your behavior, how you can improve, and then on the bottom he wrote 2 of his goals already. And you just have to sign it.
Okay, basically what we do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can just give I made more copies at lunch.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, I
no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thanks again.
Nice meeting you. I'm a little clammy.